Welcome to radicalwellnesstv.com. This is Laura Lee, and this is Courtney that cooks well.
Yeah, it's so funny. A lot of people think my last name is Cookwell at this point, but I've been practicing on the Central Coast for about 11 years now, going to people's homes and teaching them how to cook with whole food to make preventative medicine taste good. And now I offer nutritional therapy coaching and catering on site and classes out of my home in Los Osos, and personal chefing, where I'll go fill someone's fridge and freezer full of good stuff they can reheat easily if they're too busy to cook or don't want to learn all the concepts of how to cook with whole food for their body type. I help out with anything they need. So a lot of people ask me what I eat for breakfast. This is my friend Laura Lee asked me, you know, what are the top 5 things people ask you? And I thought to myself, well, I definitely know the most common question, and it's that. So it's really one of two things. When I do get hungry around 10 or 11 o'clock, I don't eat until later in the morning because I don't wake up hungry, and I like to hydrate initially. I like to drink my warm water with a squeeze of lemon in it, or a little apple cider vinegar, or a little pinch of whole sea salt to re-mineralize it. And maybe I get hungry, I have a green tea with a bunch of different wonderful herbs in there, you know, like raspberry leaf and nettle and peppermint. I make my own blend of herbal tea. So when I'm well hydrated and, you know, sit at the computer and get some stuff done, I might feel hungry around 10 or 11, and it's usually one of two things I want to go for. I either want something on the sweet side, like if I didn't have that kiwi after dinner and I want something sweet, I'll go for brown rice or whatever leftover whole grain I have in the fridge. Maybe it's leftover buckwheat in a saucepan that I cooked a couple days ago, or millet and amaranth together that I've soaked, sprouted, and then simmered. And I've got that as a base for meals for 4 or 5 days after I cook it. So I'll dip into that, put a little in a saucepan with a little coconut oil, or like virgin coconut oil or pasture butter or ghee, and maybe pumpkin pie spice or cinnamon as it warms up, and maybe just a little bit of water, just enough water to keep that grain and those ground spices from burning on the bottom, like just like a 1/4 inch of water in the bottom. And a couple scoops of that leftover whole grain with maybe a little sea salt, and the fat is just wonderfully satiating or satisfying and gives me that long burning energy with those lower glycemic, nutrient dense whole grains. I have that with whatever seasonal fruit, not too much, but you know, like a peach or a plum or apricot if it's summertime, or my favorite is kiwi. I love tart green apples that aren't too sugary. The Granny Smiths tend to be, and ones like that tend to be less high glycemic, so I eat a real low glycemic diet to continue my body burning fat for fuel. And with nuts, fruit, nuts, and leftover grain, and you know, the butter or virgin coconut oil is like such a satisfying sweet snack or dessert or breakfast. So I often go for that. And if I wake up and want something more protein rich and more savory, I'll steam vegetables or grab a handful of vegetables I steamed a few days ago and put them just on a plate cold if I have them left over. But if I steam them, then they'll be warm. But I'll put carrot or yam or burdock root or celery root or parsnip in the bottom of the steamer basket, let that steam 2 or 3 minutes, then put in maybe broccoli or green bean or whatever medium dense veggies, and then let that go another 2 or 3 minutes. And then my dark leafy greens like broccoli greens or cauliflower greens or kale, any of those cruciferous or broccoli family dark leafy greens that are so nutrient dense and anti-cancer and full of minerals, bioavailable minerals, all that on a plate drizzled with lemon juice and high quality organic virgin olive oil, and over easy eggs on the side. Of course, fried in only coconut oil or ghee, or you know, nitrate-free bacon fat, any of your high temp fats for frying eggs. That gives me long burning energy. So my website's cookwell.org. I have a lot of free recipes on there, a lot of articles I've written. I have a newsletter I send out once a month with my class schedule as it changes for my group classes in Los Osos, and different things I offer, like discounts for personal chefing or classes in your home. And I'd love to meet you and serve you anytime. So it's cookwell.org, or anyone can call me at, of course, 805-547-9073.
Thank you. Thank you, Courtney. And love life, and life will love you back.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.